Hi, Annette Lang here. Welcome to my podcast, The History of Personal Training, or at least my experience in it. This podcast will be a combination of my stories. Full disclosure, I might not remember things exactly the way that you did. Now, my stories of 30 plus years in the fitness industry and then specifically personal training. I was at the beginning of a lot of events, the firsts, so to speak, and so I hope you enjoy those stories. In addition, I'll be interviewing lots of different people whom I've met through the years, and I think that will help piece together a wonderful timeline of the development of this profession that we now call personal training. Enjoy. This interview is with Tarik Tyler. I met Tarik at the old Equinox time, probably early to mid-90s. But he did plenty in fitness before then and has lots of stories for after that as well. Enjoy. Okay, so Tarik Tyler, thank you so much for talking with me. I would like you to just take it away and tell us how you got into fitness, why, and I met you at Equinox, and any stories you want to do, and what you're doing now.
All right, man, how did I guess, I got into fitness is like, I was always probably just more curious about how athletes functioned, less so about me being an athlete myself. It was more about how do you build it? You know, how do you build a better person?
But
how do you build a better human? Because
were you an athlete in high school or college?
I wasn't an athlete at all. Oh my God,
okay.
It's the complete opposite.
Okay.
I was a troublemaker. I had no interest in, doing athletics. I was just always curious about how you got to that point.
Where did you grow up, Tarik?
I grew up in Queens.
Okay.
I grew up in South Jamaica, Queens, in a little neighborhood called Rochdale Village. It's like a 20-building co-op. My mom still lives there.
Nice.
Most of my family still lives there. I didn't really have like gym equipment growing up as a kid, so I had to rely on just stuff in the neighborhood. Like I would go downstairs, and there was this pipe that ran in the service entrance. I would go down there and do pull-ups.
Awesome.
I would go out to the benches and whatnot and do dips and push-ups, and I would just run the stairs. 13-story buildings. I would just run up the stairs, take the elevator back down, and run them up like every other night. I would just like run the stairs, and it kind of caught on because next thing you know, everybody in the neighborhood, at least my close circle, wanted to do the same thing because everybody wanted to look real like big at the time, or just we all wanted to kind of look like Bruce Lee or a comic book superhero. And
now, what year are you talking about around?
We're talking like 1984.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking like 84 because I'm pretty certain. Yeah, I didn't get a job as a trainer until 86.
Okay.
So like 1984, 83, and up, and that's when I started working out more and started to be more concerned about like how I looked and what my body was like and and how you improved it and how could I improve it on somebody else and it just kind of kicked in. It was just like, wow, I can do this whole workout thing. This is really great, man. I'm getting all this attention. I'm stunning girls. Oh, this guy looks like he's pretty fit.
So now, were you in high school or?
Yeah, I was in high school.
Okay.
I was in high school at the time. But even still, like I said, while I was in high school, I was like, I really didn't care about being on a team. I didn't really see the big value to it because, everybody kept coming back with injuries and problems. And I was just like, well, that's really a turnoff for me to want to be in sports. I mean, guys always come back banged up all the time. You don't win that much. So it's kind of like the risk versus reward thing just didn't really pan out.
Right.
So, but I still kept on working out, and I got more interested in it because people started asking me more questions.
Right.
And where it came from, people were like, I remember this one kid in my neighborhood, he was a basketball player. He said, look, I got to increase my vertical leap. What do I need to do? So I'm like, well, shoot, let me go research that. I went upstairs, I'm like, I don't know, you got to develop calf strength. And I'm like, this is about the extent of what I knew in 1984. I didn't know about plyometrics or anything like that. I was just like, I don't know, build your calves. What do I do? All right, calf raises. Go back down. I'm like, you need to do more calf raises. That'll get your vertical leap better. He was like, thanks. And then I started picking up more bodybuilding magazines and started reading more about that. And at that point, I went up and told my mother, I said, you got to change what I'm eating. You can't do this anymore. This isn't working out for me. I'm not going to get big eating this stuff.
Right.
I need more like tuna fish. I need more oatmeal. I need more like ground turkey. I need more salads, that kind of thing.
And what was she making for you?
just, regular stuff. I mean, she'd make like baked chicken and whatnot. She'd make it baked, fried, steamed. My mother was a jack of all trades. I mean, we make like pancakes from scratch.
Okay.
I never had a problem with the food, but when I read the magazines, I said, well, these guys getting big eating this, so I gotta eat that.
Right.
And the greatest benefit, honestly, my sister had this Gold's Gym book of bodybuilding.
Wow.
And she had like a dumbbell, like 2 dumbbells in her bedroom, and I would just go in there, snatch the dumbbells up when she wasn't looking, and like take them into my room, start doing curls.
Now this is your older sister, I guess. Then.
My older sister, yeah. It was like she wasn't into fitness from maybe aesthetic thing, just maybe just like to kind of stay in shape. But I was just like, man, we'd go take her dumbbells. I would go in the bedroom, take her dumbbells, do some curls. I would do push-ups. I literally wanted to cry. I was like, I'm just gonna do another set.
Wow.
I'm gonna do another set of these push-ups. I'm gonna do another set. And then I'm going to go do some dips, and I'm going to run out to the hallway, and I'm going to run up the stairs. And I started really seeing the benefits even from somewhat of an athletic point of view, because I would have kids who were sprinters who were like, high school sprinters, and they thought they were really fast. And I'm like, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll race you. I'll race you from this bench to that bench. And then I'm beating a couple of these guys. I'm just thinking, hey, this might be going somewhere. And I'm thinking, I wonder if we can get a job doing this.
Right?
Well, this is really cool. I mean, I can stay in shape. I got to get a job somewhere doing this stuff. This is great. And I knew when I graduated high school, I was like, man, I got to go do something with this. I didn't want to just get the average, I guess at that time it was like, oh, I'll get a job shipping and receiving. I think that was like the big thing for me to have as a job. I was like, I'll work somewhere in a building. I'll work at a bookstore. I'll do shipping and receiving. That way I can get some books for free.
Right.
And
lift things.
Yeah, I'll pick up boxes. I'll look real cool. I have a job. I can spend money, have some clothes, and who knows where I'm going to lead.
Right.
So, I got a job at this place, Soho Training Center.
Okay. Didn't Rich Ruiz work there?
Rich Ruiz worked there. Paul Virtue worked there.
Right.
Terrell Davis, he worked there. So another guy named Stretch, who I haven't seen in ages, he worked there. A lot of us, it's so funny, a lot of us all end up working there.
Uh-huh.
It was run by a woman named Lydia and her husband, or I don't know, husband, boyfriend, Peter Hawk. And at the time, it was like the place to be. I mean, I never got my first job like working in a gym setting, working on a training floor. It was just, I started out doing personal training, and that's where I pretty much came in at.
Is that all they did? That's all
that's all they did. They did personal training, did classes, and they had acupuncture, and they had yoga classes.
Wow.
Oh no, excuse me. It wasn't a big facility, but I think maybe she had like maybe 6,000 square feet in there. But she pretty much had everything you needed. She had a power rack. I remember there was like a bicycle there, a basic leg extension, leg curl, lat pull down machine, a bench press, and a space in the back for the teachers to teach classes. All these celebrities would come in there, and at the time, I never really recognized them as celebrities. They were just like bodies to me,
Right.
Who showed up there? Like Isabella Rossellini would come in. Sorry, they're doing construction out in the hallway.
Just typical New York.
Yeah, I had a fire here like about a month ago. It was crazy. Like opened my door and it was like pitch black smoke in the hallway.
Oh wow.
We're not going out that way.
Right.
And I wanted to go to the fire escape. There were already 4 cops downstairs saying, "Stay in your apartment. We got
Wow.
Great. So the fire department gave smash all the windows, so now they're putting all the windows back. I
see.
It's crazy. But Soho Training was great because one, she didn't give us a dress code, so I could pretty much show up like dressed like anything. I would show up training clients wearing overall and like no shoes and no socks, like practically barefoot running around here, training these celebrities. Like who could come in? Like Raquel Welch's daughter would come in there.
Wow.
Ray would come in there, and she was still married, I guess, to Matthew Broderick at the time. Coming in like Kenny Sharp, another I think even what's his name? He was a famous Andy Warhol.
Oh wow!
Would come in there, and it was an interesting group of people. Because you're down there in Soho, and it was kind of like the epitome of like the trendy, but not what you see as trendy now, but really cool. Wasn't paying as damn anything, but I think she wasn't charging anything either at the time. I think at the time she was charging these people like $26 a session or whatever.
Wow.
And I would just literally have like 7 to 8 people straight coming in. And she just pretty much would just let me do my own thing. She was like, kill him. We'll give you a program or anything. She was just like, go do what you think you want to do. And do that.
Sounds like it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It was great. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to train with Tarik today. It's going to be." But she did think the trick to it that she never lets you have one client all to yourself. It was just really like who's available.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah. So it was like, if who came in there? God, lounge. He had this thing called the Lounge Lizards. Who was he? He was an artist or whatever. Or he would come in, or let's say like Raquel Watch's daughter would come in. It was just whoever was available at the time, whoever felt like training her. Like sit in the office saying, "Hey, anybody want to train her?" I'm like, let him train. Let him beat on this time. I'll catch you the next time. But it was great. I had this guy who was a cyclist, and he was the first person that actually taught me about how to deal with people when they look like they're lightheaded. And that's the first time I learned about blood pooling. I think that was the great first thing. Not about anatomy, not about like working out, just blood pooling. He was like, "This is what's happening. He's gonna lie him down, prop their legs up, give them a little time. They're done. Let them bring their legs back to their chest, lean them over to the side, let them recover." And I was like, "Oh, great!
I can do that.
I'm gonna use that a couple of times. It's great. It's great." About how to deal with like working out when you're sore and recovery time.
Right.
And that was my first experience, more of like the total body workout idea.
Right.
And I was there at Soho training for about 3 years, I think. And I even had ventured out while I was working there and went to work at other facilities, and it was amazing. I didn't realize just how rough around the edges I was, so I went to work at other places that had much more scientific bent. I worked at, briefly, one other place that, I can't remember the name of this place. It was like the training ground or something like that. And their thing was they would take a person's heart rate and check their blood pressure at the beginning of the workout and then do it again at the end of the workout.
Wow. That's so clinical, right?
It was extremely clinical. And here I am, this guy coming in with like T-shirt on or whatever and shorts, and maybe I was wearing sneakers that day, maybe not. Wearing socks coming in. I'm going, what? We got to do all this?
Right.
This is a lot more work than I intended. How much do you pay? And in between, after like the stint in Soho, honestly was great because it kind of helped me develop some sort of a style to how I train clients. But then I think when I left from there, it was just I just bounced around at different gyms because I knew I wanted to do this. Okay. But I didn't quite know how to really go about it. I think even like getting certification, I'm like, well, what do you need to do to make myself more legit? So, you got to get certified. And my first certification was AFA. Right. I got my AFA certification, and I remember sitting there and going through the whole workshop thing. I'm like, this is as easy as it is. They give you like little exercise tests where you had to step up and down up a step, and checking the person's body fat, and the basic heart rate monitor thing, and heart rate determination. I'm thinking, this is it. This is really all we got to do. That and you yell at people as you tell them to bench press stuff. This shit's easy. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Because I was still working at just personal training places. I worked at Definitions. I did a brief stint there. I don't think I ever really got my first real gig working in a gym was until I got to Better Bodies.
Better Bodies.
Bodies was on 19th Street.
Okay.
6. It was like a really heavy duty like bodybuilding gym like back in the days. If you ever look up Better Bodies, that was like the place to be. Okay. Like everybody who was anybody in bodybuilding went to go work out there. And I just remember going in there going, dude, my whole time was I didn't train a single person. I spent more time just taking plates off like the leg press machine. These guys are coming in and just stacking the thing up with like 10 plates on each side and just walk off.
Right.
And I realized I'm just really here just to get a free workout in, but it was like one of those like subterranean gyms. Like there was no sunlight. It was just all lit because it was downstairs in the basement. Right. And all I could think of was, man, I got to get the hell out of here. This is depressing. Yeah. I don't want to, I loved it, and at the time I was just starting to get more into bodybuilding. I loved it, but I said, man, I don't want to be down here in the gym in the dark all day long, in this basement, sipping on protein shakes with these guys farting from having too many eggs. Like, I got to get out of here. So, I was still looking for different gigs, and I managed to get a job at where was I at? New York Health and Racquet Club.
Wow.
And this, of course, the New York Health and Racquet Club was still like the place to be.
Yeah.
At the time.
They were like known as high pressure sales and really like sales oriented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just like get them in the car, get them on the training floor, make the sale.
Right.
And I was going there, and I was still, I actually thought I had picked up some private clients. I can't even remember even how I managed to get them, but I still managed to get, a few private clients, people go to people's homes and train them there. But I wanted something, more stable at the time. And at the time, I still didn't even know, like, man, what do I charge people privately? And
sure.
How does that work out? Another avenue, I actually started training these R&B singers. A friend of mine had started a production company, and he was paying me like $40 an hour to go train these girls, and I was making money.
That's cool.
This was like what, maybe 1990? Maybe so close to around there, 1990, 91. I was like making $40 an hour. I'm like, man, this is some good money we're doing here.
Right?
$40 an hour. I'm making more than what most people who have like serious jobs make.
I remember the first time I went in to see a person that do private training, and it happened several times after that. I would walk into the building or walk into the apartment and go, God damn, I should be charging more. You see where people live.
And I was training these girls, like I would like take them to like some gym and maybe, or train them where I might have been working at the time, or take them out to the park.
Cool.
And what happened was I would train them at a gym, and I would just build a recording company. So the production company actually was paying for these girls. So I never had to spend a dime.
Wow.
I would take this girl to a gym. He said, "Yo, take her here." I'm like, "Great, we're gonna train her here, and cover it." And I tell the guys at the gym, the production company takes care of it. They'll write you a check. And I'm like, "Great, bop. Train these girls, boom, out the door."
Sweet.
And I was training them for a couple of maybe like 3-4 months, I think. And that was still while I was working. I think I was working at Health and Racquet Club at the same time, and that was an interesting experience because HRC didn't really have a set up personal training program.
No kidding.
It was more just you just monitored the training floor and assisted people.
Okay.
But then when people realized, wow, people actually want to have personal trainers, we might want to start developing that.
I see.
Of course, I'm training people on the training floor. They didn't really have a program. So when people wanted to pay me, I'm just like,
sounds good to me, right?
Right. You're going to give me money? All right, please, I'll take that. I don't know. What are you charging? Oh, $35, $40 an hour? Oh, yeah, great.
That's awesome.
And I just kind of had free run because I could go to any of the HRCs. I could just walk in. I'd go downtown. I train people. I had one guy actually had trained for a while, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going out of town. You want to like house sit for me?" It was great. And he's one of those like big Wall Street guys. And I was like house sitting in this guy's apartment. This guy's apartment was like sick. It was something out of like American Psycho. Like really, like the bathroom was all like in black tile.
Right.
What the hell? I am not working hard enough not to charge these sons of bitches more. And that makes me think when I remember Soho training. It was like this early '80s, I think, right before Wall Street crashed.
Right. There
was a guy in there who one time said, "Dude, if you're ever thinking to open your own gym, you should let me know. I got a couple of guys that'd be really interested." I'm 18.
Wow.
I think about that. And I think about, damn, I wonder what happened if I'd have said yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, man, I think you'd be really good." I was thinking, what? I don't know anything about owning a gym.
Right.
I just want to be here so I can make money, go out and go clubbing. Like, I just want to have money to go out and go clubbing and have some clothes.
Right. Now you're talking about running a place and owning a place.
Talk about running the place. I'm like, I don't even think about that. He was like, they were like, you was real serious about it. I'm like thinking, man, I think about that. Oh man. It's one of those moments.
So you were at New York Health and Racquet.
Yes, I was at New York Health and Racquet Club, and I was there for a while. And actually made up to being the floor manager.
Okay.
Which was really interesting at the time. At the time, I was growing dreads, and they were like, "You're going to cut your hair?" And I'm like, "No." No. I'm not going to do a damn thing right now because I'm growing this and people are digging it.
Right.
So it's really working out for me right now because clients are like, oh my God, you're going to dress? This is so amazing. It's like the early 90s. People are like, really like, I want to be hip and cool.
Right.
So I stayed there for maybe like 2 years, and I realized, I'm like, man, I'm not really going anywhere at this company. I mean, yeah, I'm the floor manager. I make a little bit more than these other guys on the training floor. I had some real interesting personal trainers there. Like one kid, apparently his family was wealthy, and I just got on his case because he just was real, like, show up late. I remember him leaving going, well, that's why I'm going to be so-and-so, and it'll be really important, and you're not going to be making a dime.
Whoa.
Like, whatever, you're still fired. That's how you started walking. You're still fired, though.
Right.
So I'm there at Health and Racket Club, and I remember I met this girl named Renee, right?
Okay.
And she was telling me about this place, Equinox. I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I'm really qualified to work there.
Oh, is that Renee who...
Yeah, Spanish girl.
Yeah, she was one of the trainers there eventually. Yeah.
She's the one that actually told me about Equinox. And I was like, she was like, yeah, you come over, man. You work at Equinox. It's real great. It's a lot of high-end clients there. You can make some real good money there. It's like really like she's like, man, all our upper echelon trainers are there. It's like this great environment. You can really do good there. I'm like thinking, man, I don't know, man. That place looks really, really elite.
Right.
I don't know if I what it takes in there. I don't want to go in there and embarrass myself, get booted out or something. I'm leaving out of my comfort zone. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. Because, like I said, I still have private clients. HRC wasn't the worst place to work at the time, but I knew it was like, man, we're not cutting edge. And I always wanted to be like cutting edge. I wanted to be at the forefront. And Health and Racket Club wasn't it. It was like, a nice gym. I remember the things I did like they had like this Quintron treadmill. The thing ran like 18 miles an hour. I was like, this is great. A treadmill I can run real fast on? Awesome. This is totally what I'm into. But the Equinox gig had fascinated me for a while because I just felt like it was just these elitist sort of trainers, and I was thinking, I don't want to go that route. It's just everybody comes out of it. It seems like they're snobs, and they act like they think they're better than us.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to have to get in here and see what this is all about. I'm going to break this place down. So I remember the day I went in there and interviewed, and
that was at Amsterdam in '76, right?
Yeah. It was Amsterdam in '76, and it was who interviewed me?
Rocco Greco?
No, Bob Esqueri interviewed me.
Okay.
Bob interviewed me along with Sharon.
Oh, Sharon.
Yes, he was like fell off the map. I have no idea where Sharon went. Okay. I was like, is she still alive? What happened to her?
I don't know.
Nobody can find her. Like, because Shannon's here in New York, and he's like, I find her. I'm like, I don't know what happened to her.
Right.
I heard she got remarried or whatever. But, and I just remember sitting here, them talking to me, and I think I still had dreads at the time. And Bob kind of gave me this speech about, they can get on you about how you look, or he wasn't trying to directly deal with the fact I had dreads, but he was like, look, but if you're smart and you're knowledgeable, he said, man, they can never take knowledge away from you. And that always stuck with me. He said, man, if you're knowledgeable, they can't say shit.
That's terrific.
Once you knock them out with how smart you are, how much you know, they can never take anything away from you in that respect. And that always stuck with me. And Lydia asked me, I said, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I said, well, I want to be a fountain of knowledge. I want to be somebody people can come to rely on if you have questions about their fitness and questions about health. She's like, good answer.
Good answer.
And, I always knew that. I knew how to interview real well. I could go, going to have to pull up the smart book now. Yeah, let me catch you guys with some really, okay, I got this. And they called me back. I got the gig. And I just remember walking on that training floor going, I don't know how to approach people. Because I remember I was always in, the majority of my career was never really in big box gyms.
Right.
Privates. I would just pretty much have them fed to me.
Right.
So I never really had to go out and actually approach somebody really about personal training. More often than not, most people would just see me and go, oh my God, you're like you're a personal trainer. I need some training, blah, blah, blah. What do you charge? And I would just go from there. And I was just, being on the training floor and then going through the whole, the Equifit thing was just, I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually gonna learn some things, because I figured out that I had my certifications and just the baseline things I knew from working out. Like, I knew how to squat, I knew how to deadlift, I knew how to bench press, at least I believed I did.
Right.
I knew how to curl, and I knew how to lift weights.
Right.
And give people a basic cardio workout. I picked up a little bit of smarting of boxing from going to Gleason's. I would go to Gleason's to box.
Oh, that's such a cool place.
Oh, I love that place. That place is like, I've got to go down there. I haven't been to Gleason's in ages. But I just never really felt like I had it together really technically. Honestly, it wasn't until I got to Equinox where I really got to see the technical side of personal training. And that's when I realized, wow, you don't know shit. You thought you knew stuff, and I'm like, wow. Because I remember going to Rich Beretta's class, and he's like breaking it down, like, the whole scapular retraction,
right? And Michael Yusoff teaching,
yeah, exactly.
Right?
And Michael Yusoff teaching, and
Johnny
Bowden's classes, all the other things in nutrition at the time.
Yep.
There was another girl in there. I think she taught. She had jet black hair, and then she taught them like the anatomy of like the shoulder and injuries.
Oh, wasn't she one of the PTs from one of the locations? Yeah. We had great stuff.
She taught the PTs. I remember sitting in on all of her classes and just going, some of this stuff is way over my head, and I'm probably not ever going to treat these kind of people, but I'm going to sit here and listen anyhow because it sounds good.
Right.
The knee and the anatomy of the shoulder.
Right. But I just remember that environment at Equinox. It was so like just so tight. Yeah. Right, in the mid 90s. And you guys, like you, Terrell, Rich, like you were just such a strong force. That was really great. Yeah.
Just because we were loud, we worked out. I think the biggest benefit, even Sharon told me, she's like, oh my God, you're so damn loud. I hear you when you come in the building. I hear you when on the damn training floor. And then I hear you leave.
Right. Yeah, and Amy Hoff was the personal training manager for a while, or the fitness manager with Rocco. Yeah. So then, when did you leave Equinox?
I left Equinox in '98.
Okay.
Because I was there, I think I did Equinox for about
4 or 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about then because it was, all this other stuff breaking down with, who is it that were complaining about the trainers and their pay? He wanted to almost stage like a coup.
Michael Yusoff did that for a while, I thought.
That thing I know he sent out. And I'm thinking, man, look, I got no beef with any of this. The money here is good. I got privates outside. I got freedom of movement.
Right, life is good.
Yeah, I'm like, I got no real beef right now. All I remember was the Eric was talking about, yo, we'll fucking fire everyone. Yo, you can fire those guys. This is a rebellion. I'm not getting involved in it.
Right.
Involved in this rebellion here. I'm good. I like that stuff. You go play paintball. You bastards cheat. It's okay. Cheat sons of bitches when they play paintball. Oh my God, seriously. But that Terrell had left ahead of me, and he went to go work for Crunch as a manager.
That's right.
And I was like thinking, like, man, okay, what's my next stage in my career? Because I'm doing good here as training. I wasn't the like super producer. I was never the trainer who was going to do like 50 hours a week for some personal training. I did enough for me to be happy and just a little extra.
Right.
And this when Crunch was starting to come up. I remember you came to a Halloween party dressed as a Crunch trainer. I was like, man, I don't want to go there.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not paying attention to people.
Came like cut off shorts and whatnot, a tank top or something. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go there. That place looks like a bunch of barbarians in there.
So where did you go to?
I ended up going to Crunch.
You ended up going to Crunch. Was that when Randy Hummelo was working there too?
Randy was there. John was John. I remember seeing over at Equinox. Yeah. And Randy just looked like a miserable person all up. When I remember at Equinox, Randy just looked like a miserable son of a bitch. I'm like, God damn, this guy who is this guy? It looks like a goddamn Aryan Nation here. It looks really mad the whole time.
But he's such a sweetheart.
Like, who's going to train with this guy? He looks angry the whole day. But I left because Terrell had said, look, you can either stay on there and be a trainer, you can come here and see what it's like being a manager. And I was like, a manager? I gotta have my staff? Be able to fire people? And hire people? I'll take a shot at that.
Wow. So
I just felt like I said I got a good leadership, ethics and good leadership quality. I'm like, let me go over there and see what they had. So I interviewed with John. It wasn't really much of an interview. John already knew what he wanted to do. He was like, I got to take you guys because you guys are like the superstars over there at Equinox. I'm like, I don't know how the hell that happened. Like I said, it wasn't like I was like doing like 50, 60 hours a pay period or whatnot. I figured the most I was probably doing like 30 hours or something like that.
Right.
But I guess, he grabbed basically what I felt was like the big personalities.
Yes.
And so he took me, it was me and Terrell, I think Rich Ruiz, Rich stay or come to work for Crunch? I think he did not work. I can't remember. God's so funny. Actually, no, he did.
Well, a lot of people regret going into management because they tell me afterwards that they wind up not making as much money and they're like just miserable. But like what was your experience doing the?
I made way more money as a manager.
You did great.
Yeah, because
excellent.
When I came to Crunch, the club was making maybe $30,000 a month in PT revenue.
Okay.
Stank. I didn't like the environment, and I remember talking to John. John says, "All right, call the CEO." I'm like, "Okay." Click. Hey man, here's a problem. So I really want to make some money here, but you got to fix these links in the ceiling, and you got to do something about the smell here. And that definitely rubbed at the tools at the time. The CEO, not the CEO, the operations manager, and the general manager the wrong way totally.
Uh-huh.
Right? And now she's so funny that now there's a general manager. Now it's back over at Health and Racket Club.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what her name is. Damn it! Because, man, that Health and Racket Club thing in New York, that's a whole nother story. So, but I was like, you want me to make money in here? You gotta clean this place up. Right. Say, well, like, fine, let's get a crew down there. Let's fix the ceiling so it's not leaking. Let's clean the smell out of this place. And I had a good core group of trainers. Nobody was really managing these guys properly. Nobody was managing the leads. Nobody was handling business. Nobody really sat down and said, dude, I'm the authority figure, and this is how it's going to be run.
Tarik, which location was this of Crunch?
I was at 83rd Street.
Oh,
I was
okay.
at 83rd Street, right between Columbus and Amsterdam.
Right.
And so when I got in there, it was like, I was like, okay. I remembered everything. I remember reading from Art of War and all those other books. I said, okay, now we're going to pull this stuff to use. I said, all right.
That's perfect.
What's the first thing you're going to need to do? You're going to need to fire somebody.
Right.
You got to set the tone immediately. And my first meeting in there, one of my first meetings in there, I had a bunch of trainers sitting down. And I knew from production I could tell who wasn't following the rules and who was going to be hard-headed and try to, get around the system.
Right.
And I was like, can I see you for a second? Took one guy out, sat him down in the room, took his paperwork. I'm like, yeah, you're fired. You can go clean your locker room out. Just make sure you sign that. Thank you very much. Now one guy out. Walk back in again. Can I see you for a second? Walk back out. Fired that person. Yeah. This is definitely not working out for me. It's not going to work out for you here. Obviously, it seems like you have a tough time following rules, and I don't want to be babysitting you right now. So you're going. Walk back in the meeting. I'm like, are there any questions? No? Okay, let's this meeting get ordered. And everybody was like, shit, this guy's for real. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to be that sort of just, running around, making rules and, taking money off the books. I'm like, you're going to make, I think I told you guys, you're going to make a lot of money working with me.
Right.
It's going to be a great experience. You don't screw me, and I'm not going to try to screw you. Do this job right, and we can all come out, on the top of the game here.
Right.
I mean, I've had some very interesting meetings in there. I don't know if you want to hear about the mouse in the bottle scenario.
The short version of the mouse in the bottle.
Just to make it real quick, I basically took a mouse, put it in a bottle, explained to everybody, this is what your life is like. And if you don't get it together, I'm going to basically just destroy all of you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I got it from this college coach who cut the balls off a bull one time to inspire his crew. It was one time we weren't going to make goal, and I took a mouse and stuffed it in a bottle, took a lighter, put it underneath the bottle, and said, look, this is you, you're the mouse in the bottle, and this is me. You guys don't figure out what the fuck you want to do with your lives right now and whether you want to be successful. It's going to be a very short trip in here. But if you decide that you really want to be successful, I cut the lighter off, poked a hole in the bottle. I was like, you will survive. Ladies and gentlemen, we have approximately 10 days left before we hit goal. I do not like losing. Losing is something fucking abhorrent to me. We're going to win. Have a nice day. One of my guys is like, oh, can I get that mouse? I'm going to feed it to my snake. I'm like, knock yourself out. Mind you, though, remember I told you, when we started that club, we were making $30,000 a month in PT revenue.
Right.
In years, we were making $150,000 a month.
That's terrific.
To crack $1 million in PT. And everybody was like, oh, shit.
Wow, that's great, Tarik.
So then they started just flying me around the country and whatnot to help like launch all these crunches. Because at the time, who was it? The guy that owned the crunches, Dave. What the hell was his name?
Was it still the one owner?
Yeah, it was still the one owner at the time.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now. Yeah,
and he wanted to open up a bunch of different crunches. I remember he bought the ones in Atlanta, which was a franchise. Which was another gym.
Right.
They converted them all to crunches.
Yes.
We had this other guy, Charlie, who ended up going down to Atlanta, who is now down in Atlanta running a wrestling camp. Great. But then they flew me out to Los Angeles. They were like, look, we need somebody to kind of go in there and just like clean up shop in LA. And this was 2000.
Okay.
So I'd done great in New York. They were like, look, we'll go out to LA. Of course, we'll pay for your moving costs and all that other stuff. Go out to LA and clean up shop. And I was just ripe for it because I wanted to see what this whole LA hype was about. Like, you heard about all this hype about LA and how great the personal trainers are. And
right.
Like, let's see for myself. So I go out there. Mind you, of course, it was nothing but hype.
Yep.
80% of those guys were actors waiting to be trainers.
Yeah.
And then when I started taking people through workouts, they were like, oh, my God, I'm going to take a break. I'm like, no, dude, you pay me for an hour. This is what we're going to do in an hour. We're going to crush this out because I'm not here to hang out with you.
Right.
Can we go like get coffee or something? We're out on a date. Dude, you want to train? Yes or no? I don't have all day. You want to go get coffee? Yeah, LA turned out to be a blessing and a curse in disguise because I knew I wanted to do fitness. I said, well, I'm going to be in LA. I'm going to get on television somehow because I know I want to do that. And at the same time, I'm going to go out there and make a name for myself in personal training there. So I was still with Crunch for about 6 years.
Wow. But
only a manager there for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
2.5 years, I literally got burnt out. It was just, you're watching your back every 5 to 10 minutes, worried about somebody saying something about you, some member trying to send a letter to corporate. Oh my God, this guy Tarik, he fired my trainer. Trainers trying to make up stories and whatnot. Oh, he said this and And meanwhile, I'm busting guys left and right, taking money off the books and whatnot because they had this whole voucher system that was completely outdated.
Sure.
So people would just take a stack of vouchers out of wherever they were safely supposed to be secured at,
right?
And then just boom, send them in.
Right.
These guys blowing up their paychecks but not putting the work out.
Wow.
And in the meantime, I'm trying to hit goal, and then have made deals with people in sales. And then, I've got to deal with that. I've got all these, like I said, pseudo personal trainers who are all basically actors.
Right.
The only reason why they're in the building is because they're trying to get nice with whatever actor or producer or director's in the building at the time training. And, I remember one meeting, I said, look, if you're going to go for a go-see, you better go see about another job. You're not going to have them when you back. I said, I'm too ugly to model. I don't write scripts. I got nothing else to do. This is what I do for a living. If this isn't what you're really interested in doing, dude, do me a favor and quit now.
Right.
Or I'm going to end up firing you later. It's going to be really nasty.
Right.
At that point, I found out in California, if you fire somebody, you got to have the paycheck for them right then and there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at least at the time it was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you couldn't just fire somebody in New York. I was like, all right, later.
Right.
We'll send your paycheck in the mail.
Interesting.
LA was different.
Uh-huh.
So 6 years of doing that. I left. I started having my own personal training business. It was pretty successful.
That's back in New York or California?
No, still in California. But the funny thing is okay. Even after a while being there, I said, okay, I'm in California. I've got all these TV gigs. I did the whole show with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Challenge. I did this other one called From Flab to Fab.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Fat Free Fiance. So I did a bunch of reality shows. So
that's cool.
So it was really great. It definitely built my stock up a little bit more. So now I'm like, shoot, I'm going to start really charging some serious money now.
Right.
I'm on TV. I'm a celebrity trainer.
Right.
I've got celebrity clients. I'm recognized. People know me across the globe. So I've got to charge more. So I'm thinking, all right, start charging. Now I get up to the 150s, the 120s, the 200, 250 an hour clients. And it's not like they're not out there. They're not always easy to come by, but they're definitely out there. I mean, I had a client, I was charging this guy like $250 an hour. And they were training like 4 days a week.
That's nice.
I'm paying my rent off just these guys alone. I'm like,
right.
I didn't worry about. But I was miserable. Honestly, I felt like, man, I'm at a dead end here in LA because it's hard to really build anything with people who don't really want to build anything. Trainers are pretty much like lone wolves out there. If you had an idea, it's hard to get people to stay focused on that idea long enough because people will flake. They don't have the same kind of work ethic.
Right.
The assumption is it should just be given to them, and you don't really have to get out and hustle for it. And eventually I just felt like, okay, I'm out here in LA. I got clients I can't stand that are paying me good money. And I'm like, is this it? I'm like, it's got to be something more than this. This can't just be it. But then I got a phone call from Randy telling me, okay, Health and Racket Club now wants to start a youth fitness program, but it's back in New York. At the time, Howard Brodsky, you know Howard Brodsky, right?
Just by name.
Yeah, well, Howard, I know Howard. Well, no, Howard, you wouldn't know Howard. Howard worked at Crunch. I don't know if he worked at Equinox. No, Howard worked at Crunch. But they wanted to start this youth fitness program. They knew youth fitness was my thing after watching the show with Shaq, and I started a business called Bring Back Gym. The idea was to, really combat childhood obesity in the school systems.
Right.
So I ended up actually getting some work with the Urban League. So they would basically hire me out, and I'd go out and put together a staff to work at a school or work them in the community. And I was making, like I said, the money then was great because I would just simply bill them like $150 an hour. If I worked like 30 hours that week, I was like, here's my billing sheet. Make sure I get paid.
Right.
And it was good, but working with the Urban League was kind of like, it felt still kind of sketchy working with. I was like, there's something here just not right. So talking to Randy and talking about, the potential to come there, they flew me into New York. They let me see a couple of the clubs. It still felt a little like risky, but I'm like, you know what? I'll be back in New York. I'll be back amongst people I know.
Right.
All right, I'll take a shot at it. In retrospect, I look at it like, man, next time get everything down in writing. No sooner that I got to New York, I was there for like a month. I started coming up with a program, classes, how are we going to make this work? Then it became, and Howard Brodsky was the CEO at the time. Howard now steps down as CEO and he leaves. Now it's just down to me and Randy. Randy didn't really have that much juice. So on top of that, Randy hadn't managed to find a way to get himself a 6-inch scar on his face. But some dude that he fired and whatnot sent some goons after him and basically gave him half a joker.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they had a thing about hiring like a lot of ex-cons. And I'm not to say that ex-cons are the worst, but you got to really be careful about how you talk to some of these guys. You can't really display like rough. You just can't fire them and hire them at however you see fit.
I remember that when I was teaching stretching for them for a couple of years. It was very interesting who was being hired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had a funny feeling. I hadn't heard from Randy in a while. I'm like, well, what happened to Randy? I'm like, is this thing gonna go through? Because I hadn't seen him, and then and they showed me like the surgery, and then the surgery. You showed me like pictures of the actual scar before it got closed up. I'm like, dude, you really gotta clean up your act. you gotta figure out. Look, if you're gonna hire these guys, you might want to be a little bit more careful about how you choose to unemploy them suddenly.
Right.
So, needless to say, I mean, when I got there, it seemed everybody seemed to be on my side, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, we can't wait, blah blah blah, it's gonna be really great." No sooner Howard Brodsky gets out, then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't know if this program's really going to work out.
Right.
I don't, we got to worry about insurance and, which is, look, all these factors, these things you guys should have thought of before I decided to pick up and come here, because this isn't like I went across the street.
Right.
This is, I drove cross country.
Right. And you left a good gig.
Yeah, I gave up I had a great apartment, oh my God. And then I had a loft, I had like a 1,200 square foot loft. I was paying like $1,300 a month.
Wow. That's nice.
You ain't gonna find that here. So, needless to say, like I said, so here I am. I'm starting to see this thing break down, and so, but they wanted me to do staff development. So next thing you know, now I'm doing staff development. I'm teaching these guys, just basic fundamentals of personal training, how to put together a basic circuit training program,
right?
How to properly assess a client, how to deal with, baseline, not even so much injuries, but any kind of just musculoskeletal imbalances, and how to address all that.
Sure.
They're really loving it. They were like, man, this is great. Our trainers are now more productive. They're actually booking more training sessions or selling more personal training. I'm like, great. So, it validates itself. But of course, they couldn't validate the salary that they were paying me, because then I was only working like 12 hours a week.
Right.
I would go in there and basically work from like noon to 3. Or like 1 to 4 or something like that. And I would have the rest of the day to myself, because I took the rest of the day. I said, well, shoot, I'm going to go back and see if I can pick up all my private clients. And then I remember I got the phone call from, I think you, because you're the one that told me about Connor.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still training him, by the way.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, actually having Connor has led me now to, they had some friends on the east side. I was training their daughter like 6 days a week.
That's terrific.
But now I'm training the dad, so I'm training the father like 3 times a week.
Great. So is that what you're doing mainly now? Is privates, kids plus adults in it?
Basically training privates. Now I'm also over at I got in contact with this other guy, John Lippert. John Lippert was an independent trainer at Crunch. He started a company called Sports Lab. Like this really high end physical therapy place. And he trains, he trained a couple of high end athletes there. Mainly it's personal training and physical therapy. Signed a deal with John McEnroe Tennis Academy.
Cool.
To work with the young tennis players. So now every fall into the spring, I go over there at JMTA like 3 times a week and work with a lot of young tennis players.
Oh, that's really neat.
There's strength and conditioning there. Tennis kids aren't really as tough as it is. Horrendously. I gotta say, the pussies. I say, it's just like, oh my God.
That's terrible.
He's struggling to do a push-up. I'm like, come on, dude, really? It's a push-up. I'm not asking you to move the planet. I just need you to get a push-up out.
Well, Tarik, listen, I gotta let you go, but I'm ending with 2 questions. What do you think a new fitness professional needs to know about this career? And what do you think the average person should know about this career?
A new fitness person, I feel that they should know about how to take the information and dispense it in a way that somebody will want to know more about it. In other words, how you communicate with your clients. Be a good communicator.
Right.
Because, I've seen guys, like I said, with a ton of information, horrible at communicating.
Right.
They don't know how to really, and it sounds either ultra clinical. Right. Or they just simply don't know what the hell they're talking about and try to, baffle people with their bullshit because they can't blind them with their brilliance.
Nicely said.
Yeah, there's out there.
What about the average? Go ahead.
Well, what was the other question? I'm sorry.
The average person who, walking down the street, what should they know that maybe they don't realize about the personal training profession, or it gives somebody some insight into what it's like, or what they should know if they want to hire somebody?
I think it's also it's demanding on a trainer to make sure that they are knowledgeable and, look, you still got to look the part. You still got to be in shape. So it's a 24-hour job to constantly try to find new ways to invigorate yourself. I mean, I got into jiu-jitsu because I needed to find something to keep me inspired.
That's great.
So now I'm in class like 4 days a week and whatnot, getting my head handed to me, but I love it.
Right.
It's awoken my competitiveness. It's awoken my need to really understand more about myself. I've learned more about training and staying in shape from actually doing jiu-jitsu, because now I'm actually doing a sport.
Right.
even all the years, I think just, working out and being fit and sort of experimenting, now it's much more well-rounded. I have a much more well-rounded approach to fitness. Yeah, and I think the average person, if I had to pin it down to one thing, I say the average person really understands it, that at times it's going to be a physically demanding gig.
Right.
I got to push myself and do demonstrations with clients, and I'm like, man, I'm really banged up right now, but I got to just show you how to do plyometrics, and my knees screaming at me.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go, and maybe we'll connect again another time for more of your war stories.
No problem.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
You got it.
Okay, bye.